The thing I haven't talked about here yet is what are called placements. And placements are also associated with an ad group. Placements are part of what Google calls the content network, but they are essentially websites where you can have your ads appear not within search results, but just on that page. So a lot of the, for instance, sites like the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, big sites like that get lots of traffic. They will sign up to be part of what Google calls its content network, and Yahoo has a similar program, such that whenever someone's reading an article, say, on the New York Times, and it's about something about the rate at which people are learning Spanish in the U.S. nowadays, you might have an ad that appears on that page targeting people who want to learn Spanish, and that would be called a placement. So the placement is actually the selection of a website on which you would like to place your ads outside of the search arena, and all of those are part of an ad group that again rolls up into a campaign. So that's the high-level structure of how these systems work. Let's do one more quick poll. I know I'm just curious to see, and I'm sure everyone else would be interested to see, for each of us, what portion of your marketing budget, and you can estimate this if you don't know for sure, but give us an estimate of what portion of your marketing budget approximately you allocate to pay-per-click marketing. Okay. Looks like we got about 82% voted. We'll give it just a minute longer. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close that and give you a sense of what it was. So interestingly, and well, perhaps not surprisingly for people who are here, most people are spending less than 5% of their marketing budget on pay-per-click. It's still a new marketing channel for a lot of people, so that's not surprising to me. But as someone who has used it and is helping clients to use it more and more, it's something that I would really encourage you to think about making it a larger portion of your marketing budget, obviously through testing and making sure that it's going to deliver the results, but to kind of put it in perspective, we're probably spending about 12% of Emory University's, the program that we manage for Emory University, of that marketing budget on pay-per-click. So it's become a pretty significant part of the marketing effort, and we see the highest ROI from pay-per-click outside of anything other than search engine optimization or email marketing. So those two are still very inexpensive and give us the highest ROI, but pay-per-click, because it's so targeted and can be so effective, is a marketing channel that I would encourage you to think about. So let's take a moment and look at a real campaign. So this is real data from a time period. I don't have a specific time period showing on it, but if you take a look at the slide you're seeing right here, and the one that I have highlighted, we'll focus in on this paralegal certificate here, and I just want to kind of take you through what you would see on the screen when you look at your results in this case, Google's pay-per-click system. Kind of reading across, first you have the name of the campaign. This is at the campaign level. We can see that during this time period, we've gotten 488 clicks, so we sent almost 500 people to our website. But the ads appeared over 10,000 times. So that's 10,000 potential people who glanced at our ad, saw our ad, even subliminally, just the ad was there in front of them for at least a moment over 10,000 people got that. But we actually got 500 of those people to the website, which is a 4.6% click-through rate, which is, as I said, with the average being about 1.5%, well above average. You can see the average CPC, that stands for cost per click, was $1.84. So in this case, those 488 people, we paid an average of $1.84 to get them to the website. And then in that next column, we spent a total of $900, but we had a conversion rate of 9%. So 9% of those 488 people actually enrolled. And in this case, what the conversion is for this paralegal certificate was enrolling in an information session. So we know it cost us, at the conversion rate of 9%, about $20 per information session registration. And then we go on, this is some data from Emory University, we go on to track the proportion of people from the info sessions that end up enrolling in this $6,000 program, and about 1 out of every 5 enroll in the program. So at $20 a conversion, we figure it costs about $100 in pay-per-click marketing to get one $6,000 enrollment in the program. As you can see, that's a pretty high ROI. I'm going to drill in a little bit now. So we looked at the campaign. Now we'll drill into a campaign, and what you're seeing here are the ad groups from within that campaign. You see similar sets of data for these ad groups. Again, you have the name of the ad group, whether it's turned on or turned off, what the default bid is for the ad group, and then you get into things like how many clicks have each one of these ad groups delivered. And if you take a look, the one I've got highlighted is the generic paralegal terms, which would be people doing searches on terms like paralegal, legal assistant, paralegal job, paralegal anything. So it's just kind of generic terms that aren't specifically looking for a paralegal certificate program or a paralegal education at all, just people that happen to type the word paralegal with something else into a search engine. We had ads show over 3,000 times, 92 people clicked on those ads, and then to kind of track over, we actually had a conversion rate there of almost 12%. Cost us about $11.65 to get people enrolled in the info session, and we ended up getting 11 of those people. So for $128, we got 11 information session registrations just from bidding on terms like paralegal. We can drill in a little bit further even now. These are the specific keywords that are showing up under that ad group. So you can see the term paralegal is the most popular, but then we're bidding on legal assistant. What is a paralegal? Paralegal college, paralegal assistant, things like that. And if you look across, the very top one got the most clicks, 75 clicks. Impressions were over 4,000, almost 5,000 impressions on just the word paralegal being typed in the search engine, and we ended up getting 7 information session enrollees for $15 each. So again, so you can drill all the way down to look at how many times your ad displayed and how many clicks you got for a particular keyword that you're bidding on. And the last thing I'll show you with this ad group is these are the ads that we're displaying for that same ad group. And you can see we've got a variety of ads here. We're testing them against each other. So we're allowing, in this case, Google to rotate those ads and show them randomly, and then we get a large enough sample size and we can start to make some decisions about which of the ads are most effective and which ads are least effective. Obviously, over time, we would either delete, we would pause, delete, or perhaps change the low-performing ads to try to get them to perform a bit better. And if you look across to the column that says CTR, you can see that the very top ad I've got there has a click-through rate of 1.28%. And if you look down to the second from the bottom that's still active, it has a click-through rate of 0.72%. That's almost 100% difference. So that top ad is getting almost double the click-through rate of that bottom ad, which would then allow me to bid, if you remember the formula, will allow me to bid essentially half as much to get my ad onto the page in the same position. So optimizing your ads and getting the right kind of ads in your set can make a real difference to how much money you're having to spend. You can also see with that top ad, we ended up getting 6 conversions because of that ad at $6 each. So very effective ad within that ad group. So those 4 slides, I'll just zip through them once more. Campaign level data, ad group level data, data on specific keywords, and then data on specific ads are four of the most critical screens that you'll end up using within the pay-per-click system once you have an account up and going.